Gentle people, good morning! Look at what I've built this weekend. Fantastic! A fully articulated painting jig. Look at this. Nice! As from the beginning of the Tiger project, I thought it was useful for me to get a kind of support to handle this type of equipment, of vehicle, for airbrush operation. So I searched a bit the internet, looked at different models, their prices, their availability, and then I decided to go on my own. And you know, I'm a photographer here in Portugal. I realized I still had in my photographer's office a tripod head, fully articulated, and I thought, yeah, that's the kind of tool that might help me. Now, the one I had in stock here cost about 50 euros, but I think you can get a similar one in the New Year online shop for 27-30 euros. And for the people living in Portugal, Colorfoto is also sending one around 30-35 euros. That's first price tripod head. But anyway, it's good because a tripod head normally is built for a camera, and I think the resistance for the weight is about 4 kilos. And given we will handle models of 500 grams, there is absolutely no problem. So basically, how does it work? Or there are two pieces, or two main elements, I would say. You have the support here, which comes with the tripod head and a wooden support. You see, that's a wooden plank of 1 centimeter thickness, on which I add 3 stacks of wooden elements of 1 centimeter, so that I have 3 centimeters of clearance for the screw. If you put the tripod head directly on the support, you will have issues to manipulate the screw. And then you have the tripod head. Now, to build it, the only issue or challenge that I met was that the tripod head, at least for that one, come with a screw location below that has a diameter of 9 millimeters. Unfortunately, in the do-it-yourself shops like you know, these Leroy Merlin supermarkets, they only have screws of 8 millimeters and 10 millimeters. It seems that 9 millimeters is not common. So what I decided to do was to use a 6 centimeters screw with a diameter of 6 millimeters, and around it, inside of the tripod head, I just put a plastic dowel of 8 millimeters. So while passing with the screw inside the dowel, obviously the dowel enlarged, and it was sufficient to maintain the tripod head secured. Moreover, I put some bi-component glue on the big screw, on that one, all along, and as well bi-component cement here on the base of this tripod head. So all the elements here are glued, and the little support here of 1 centimeter are also fixed with screws. So it's impossible to move. It's really stable. Then the second challenge was to reproduce the tripod support plate for the camera. You know, it's coming with a screw, and you might think, yeah, as I thought at the beginning, that this screw would be interesting just to screw this plate on the different tables. But the problem is that for my tables, my support, I used a wooden plank of 4 millimeters. And you know, if I had to drill a hole there, to put a bolt, secure the bolt, and then coming with this, I thought it was too complicated. So I decided to reproduce this piece of plastic twice with a small wooden block. So I just cut with what I had in stock at home, and I reproduced this plate twice. Twice because I wanted to have two support plates. So I did this plate here with a 4mm wooden plank, and you see on this plate you have two rulers that might obviously be tightened to accommodate any type of vehicle, basically. So below here you have some screws. It's easy, just unlock the screws, adapt the ruler spacing here, and then you tighten the screw again. Okay, then you lock this part on your tripod head and the job is done. Easy. That one is, to my point of view, can stay like this. There is no upgrade to come. I don't think so. We'll see with in the future, but I already used it with my Tiger to prime it. And as you will see in the next video, in the painting process of the Tiger 1, there was no specific issue with this. The other one is quite ugly. It needs definitely some upgrade. I first started with some L-shaped wooden pieces, but it was chaotic. So I dropped this idea, and then I went for this idea with screws and small supports that are articulated. And the idea with this is just to grab a turret from the inside and then to enlarge the screws to grab the turret. But definitely there are still improvements to come in the future, because for the time being it's okay, it works, the turret is stable, but if you incline too much this plate, it might fall off the support because there is no grip on my pieces of wood here. So that is something that I need to correct in the future. But like for the other plates, I replicate this piece of plastic in wood, and I insert here a small wood element just to give more spacing for the screws to be able to navigate freely. That's about it. And same principle, you just lock this plate on the tripod head, and that's basically it. Easy. So just to show you a little bit, lock it, and it's done. And that's what I really find interesting and practical. It's very handy. There is only one screw, and with one screw you are able to move the plate in all directions. That's super easy. Look, you can lock this plate in any position you want and it stays stable. So that's very, very easy to use, very useful. Honestly, to paint my Tiger, I had some doubt at the beginning, but rapidly it proved to be very, very useful. Okay, just to show you, I will open a little bit here. I will put my Tiger inside of it just to show you how it works. And it's secured. And then to paint with the airbrush, it's super easy because you see I can incline my table like this, paint, I have both my hands free, that's quite easy. I can rotate it any direction I want, incline it towards me or like this, and it stays fixed. So that's really helpful. I can also, if I want, rotate the complete tripod head at 360 degrees. So that's quite easy. I paint one side, unlock, turn 90 degrees, incline it a bit, paint backwards, again turning, inclining, painting the top surfaces. Really, really helpful. For the turret, it works the same. It's quite easy, but for the time being, as I said, it's ugly and it's not completely secure, I would say. I used it as well. I was happy about the result, but definitely I need to improve this in the future. I will show you all the elements closer of the camera so that you can see better. So that is my base plate, you see, with my here my Manfrotto tripod head, and you see you just have to unlock the screw here, and then you can rotate it at 360 degrees if you want, that way, or if you want as well you can rotate it here, rotate the upper part as well. It's completely mobile, so there is no big issue with this. Then you can incline it whatever the direction, left, right, front, backwards, there is no issue. You can even rotate it if you want at 90 degrees completely like this. My base is just a 1 centimeter wood plank with the screw passing through all elements until inside the tripod head. Normally, as I said, it comes with this plate, the camera plate, I would say. And I replaced this camera plate, as I said, by the same element, but done in wood, like here. And that plate was fixed with 2 screws here, 2 small screws, and also glued, so everything is completely locked. For the rulers, these are rests of the wooden planks that I used to build the system, and for the screws, these are standard screws, 4 millimeters. For the ugly turret set, that's about it. You have this plank. This plank is about 18 centimeter square. The other one is 25 by 20. And you see, it's just a support. Everything is articulated, and by opening the screws you can lock the turret. And on the back side you find again this support, the camera plate, I would say, and below I had to insert a little wood element just to make a little bit more spacing, so that these screws are able to move freely. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope as well that it might help you in the future in your own project. It took me about 1 day to build the whole system, so that's not that much. With respect to the price, I think it's not expensive. You don't have, it's not required to work with machines. I did everything with hand saws, and it comes really handful. Honestly, I used it only once, but it worked very fine. What I found super easy and handy is the fact that you only have to manipulate the system with only 1 screw. Just unlock 1 screw and you can rotate the model in all directions. You don't have screws for roll, other screws for yaw, and other screws for pitch. No, only 1 screw and you can rotate in all directions. Super easy. You don't have to tie it a lot, this screw, because as I said, the system is done for 4 kilos, so just locking a little bit is sufficient and it's completely stable. You will see in the next video the use of this painting jig in a real operation. Up to you to judge if it's worth doing the investment and to spend a bit of time to build it. Personally, I guess it is. You can also, for example, use these rulers to stabilize 1 little block of wood on which you put your figures, so that's quite easy. You can use it for figures, for tanks, for jeeps, for whatever thing, here for turrets, for the planes. I don't know, we'll see in the future, next project maybe. Well, hope it will be helpful for you. Greetings for Portugal, ciao!